Good afternoon, Spring Run family. Andrew Conrad here, live and recorded and on stage. This is the stage where you're used to worshiping, and we have kind of transformed it to get ready for this weekend with services. I'm coming to you this afternoon not knowing exactly how you're feeling. Here's what's going on with me today. You may even be able to see this. I've got spots all over my arms. You may remember months ago I had to put a treatment on my face to prevent skin cancer from developing. Now I'm having to do it on my arms. So in the midst of that, in the midst of a pandemic and everything else that's happening, I often can't even figure out what day it is. And maybe you're kind of in the same boat with feelings torn about man, everything seems fine, yet we need to protect people and value life. And that's all important. So I'm with you in that. I have ups and downs in it, days where I feel blah, and days where I'm excited. So I want to encourage you to keep on living life, do it responsibly, find time to enjoy life and not just be distracted by all the things around you. I want to also remind you of some things. We sent an email out earlier this week, and in that we were communicating to you some of the things that are going on in these unique and unprecedented times in our nation's history, at least in recent history. So again, Spring Run will follow the guidelines of our governing authorities, and because of that, we are making sure that we're being diligent and responsible to follow that advice. And because of that, there's lots of things that are changing until further notice. The email that we sent you communicated a bunch of those things. I want to highlight a few of those with you now. And even as I highlight these, one thing I want you to understand is just because we are shutting some things down, just because we are closing the building, does not mean that ministry stops or ceases. In fact, ministry must go on. It just changes forms for how we do it. So your staff is diligently hard at work here in the building all week, or remotely from home if that's what's best and safest for them, but we are working together and communicating well with each other. You have a great team here, a great staff, and it's been a great joy to work with them through this. So we will continue to worship. We will continue to disciple you. We will continue to care for the needs of people in our congregation and in our community. And we want to help you love your neighbors well. The church building will be closed to anyone except for staff. That does not mean that if you need us, you can't get a hold of us. Please call, email us. We'll be happy to talk with you and help support you in what ways you need. Also, Sunday worship will be different, obviously. Since the building's closed, we will not gather here this Sunday or for the Sundays to come until further notice. Instead, we will be live streaming a service at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings through our YouTube channel. So one of the things that you can do today that will help you prepare for Sunday morning is actually go to YouTube. If you're on a laptop, go to youtube.com and then search within YouTube for Spring Run Presbyterian Church and find it and then subscribe to that channel. Obviously, if you're using a phone or some other device, you'll need to download the YouTube app and then go through that and then subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be ready when we start at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. You can join in with us. Our goal is to make it as participatory as we can. So we will want your comments at different times. We'll probably have a Q&A at the end of it and engage with the opportunity to engage with you and talk with you about what's going on in life, as well as with one another. We want you to worship with your family too. If you're a family or if you're home alone, whatever that is, we're trying to connect people. And so we will give you, as we do live stream worshiping, the bulletin won't be a paper bulletin to give you, it won't be a separate thing for you to look at. Text will be right on the screen so you can participate and follow along with us. We are canceling all of our Spring Run sponsored groups, meetings, and events, whether it's inside or outside the building, in following with governing authorities and minimizing contact. Those have been canceled at this point until further notice. We will encourage people to meet, but meet virtually. And so we're working on tech support for that to happen, to use a way to do that, which is still being investigated, and we will send that to you as soon as we have that available with instruction on how to use it so that your Bible study or your small group or whatever it is can connect. I know some middle school girls did it last night, and it was fantastic, and they had a great time. So we're excited to be able to help you in that way and give that to you. Likewise, youth group will not meet, but it is going to meet live online through live streaming, and Jake has already sent some information to the students about that. So stay tuned to what Jake is doing. It will stream Sunday nights at 5 o'clock. He's also connecting with people at other intervals. The Thursday night girls Bible study continues to meet. He will provide some devotionals and guides and things like that. And if you have ideas, whatever, how to connect with Jake, then text him, hit him up, and he will be happy to do that with you. Another thing we want to emphasize is giving. It's important that you continue giving regularly as a member of the church and contributing to it, because the ministry, again, isn't stopping, it's changing forms. And so we are working through this crisis. We want you to continue giving. If you have given online, just continue that. If you normally give them by check, you can. This would be a time where you could change that. Go to the website and work through that to give through ACH transactions, which means we have the least amount of fees in so doing. You can, of course, give as well by debit card and other ways too. If you prefer just to send the check and mail it, you can do that, and our staff, as we're able, will try to get to those checks and be able to take care of and deposit it when that's available. If you have needs during this time, if you have need, whatever that may be, to get groceries, a need to talk to somebody, a need for counseling, whatever that need may be, reach out to us and let us know. The main point of contact at this time for that is Brian Fletcher, so you can just email the church office, or if you have his email, email him, and he will filter those needs to people who will respond to you. If you, our deacons are working on plans with that, along with our elders, to contact you and reach out and find out how you're doing. We really want to care for you well in these times. And if you have these needs, then we encourage you also to pray about them, pray with people. And if there's a need you want to push out to the congregation, you can use our prayer chain to do so. And you have that email to prayer@springrunpc.org. And we can send out prayers requests to people. Additionally, Wellspring Counseling has agreed to offer help to people in time of need. And so maybe you're undergoing extreme stress. Maybe you have received bad news about your job. Maybe there's just anxiety is ramped up extremely high for you in these times. Wellspring is going to be posting tips, gospel-centered hope, encouraging people on Facebook. But if you need extra help, they've said call. Contact them, call or email Beth Detweiler or Julie Fletcher, and that again was in the email we sent you, so please check in there, you can find that information. If you need help technologically, like in this time with like, oh, how do I connect through these small group things, or how do I watch live online, the best thing for you to do is to contact Brian Fletcher, the church, and then he will connect you with somebody who will get with you and help you technologically to be able to watch our live stream and participate in that, or connect through a particular tool for small groups. Again, we will communicate with you mainly through our email, but also through our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So please look there. Additionally, in order to encourage and disciple you in the weeks to come, we plan on releasing devotionals and some different teaching series we have ideas about. We'll give you more details on that as we firm those up. And so that will probably involve Brian and or I or both of us teaching at different times through the week. The other tool you have access to as a member of our church is Right Now Media, and you can use that as well. So two final things I want to say, and one of those is that our presbytery, and for you, those of you who are like, what is that word, and like, what is Presbyterian? Our presbytery is our regional group of churches from Fredericksburg to the Metro Richmond area. So our presbytery and all its churches has declared that we will make Monday, March 23rd, a day of prayer and fasting. And we're asking all of our people in churches to participate in it. We will be emailing you information with a document on scriptures you can read, prayers you can be praying for our nation, our community, ourselves, our churches, and to participate during that day with all the churches from Fredericksburg to Richmond in our denomination. I guess finally, I want you to know that we want to encourage all of you to be faithful in these times. And rather than being dismissive of other people or defensive in all the different feelings that we have, we want to encourage you to demonstrate the love of Christ to both each other in our church, to those on social media, to the kids and neighbors on your street. We want to let our lights shine so that people may see our good deeds and praise our Father in heaven. So we love you, love serving you. Please reach out to us. Thanks.
You guys done?